Let me read it. Senator Robin Padilla for imparting his remarkable insight, inspiration, and message to the entirety of Pakistan community and Filipino Muslim brothers and sisters. We, in behalf of the Pac-Phil Friendship Association, were truly honored in this valuable presence that contributed immensely to the success of this symbolic event. So given this 14th day of August 2022, during the 75th Pakistan Independence Day celebration at the Heritage Hotel, Manila, Pasay City, signed Mr. Ghulam Abbas, President.
Maraming salamat po everyone, and I hope you enjoy your night. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marie Montaigne. And now, ladies and gentlemen, and now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and without further need for introduction, our next guest of honor and speaker, an accomplished actor, director, and producer. Our guest of honor and speaker is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Criminology at the Philippine College of Criminology. He is an anti-malaria advocate since 2004. He became the spokesperson for the Department of Health's movement against malaria campaign. He spearheaded Dig Marawi, a movement that aims to gather support from individuals, corporations, and organizations for the rebuilding efforts in Marawi City after the siege. A military service, he joined the military and became reserve officer in the Armed Forces of the Philippines with the rank of captain. On July 30th, 2020, he was elected by the Army's Multi-Sectoral Advisory Board as its new Strategic Communications Committee chairperson. In May 2022 national elections, he topped the senatorial votes. He filed in the first week of July his first 20 bills, including the Equal Use of Languages Act, suspension of excise tax on certain fuel products, Medical Cannabis Compassionate Access Act, amending the Rice Tarification Law, Magna Carta of Barangay Health Workers, Equality and Non-Discrimination Act, Civil Service Eligibility for Casual Contractual Government Employees who rendered at least 5 years of service, Regionalization of Beloved Prisons, Mandatory Reserve Officer Training Corps Act, and the Divorce Act of the Philippines. He is the Chairman of Federalism and Chairman of Public Information. He is the first non-lawyer to head the Senate Charter Change Panel since 1986. As a lawmaker, he vowed to promote and work for peace, not only among Muslims, but among all Filipinos. He is a convert to Islam in 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Abdul Aziz, Senator Robin Padilla.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good evening, my dear brothers. Magandang gabi po. I was watching the video a while ago. It was a very beautiful video about the Pakistani and Filipino friendship. Alhamdulillah. I am a witness to this because a few years ago, I started a project for building a Muslim cemetery. I went around the Philippines asking for donations, literally asking for donations. But the only nation that really helped me are the Pakistanis. And those are from Subic. We are the people from Subic. Brother, I love you. I will never forget, brother. I will never forget. President Gulam Ababas, Mr. Osama Rashid Mir, my son-in-law. That was a very good video. You should be an actor in Hollywood. When I start making movies again, I'll get you. But of course, without leading lady. Because my daughter will kick me. To the board of directors and officials and members of the Pakistan-Philippines Friendship Association, to all our brothers and sisters present here today, it is an honor to join you all tonight on this momentous occasion. Since the onset of the global pandemic that literally held the world at a standstill, I must admit that standing before you today, seeing those beaming smiles, brings me a sense of normalcy. Nobody is wearing a mask, mashallah. More than anything, however, today's gathering is unlike our usual or fancy social engagement for one important reason. On this day in history, August 14, we carved a memorable day for the rise of democracy. From the words of its great leader, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, it marks the fulfillment of the destiny of the Muslim nation, which made great sacrifices in the past few years to have its homeland. I really admire Muhammad Ali Jinnah because I read a lot of books about Mahatma Gandhi. I have 10 books about him, and inshallah one day we will have in the Philippines a man like him, inshallah. It is celebrated not only by more than 243 million Pakistani across the globe, but also by every peace-loving member of the community of states. Truly, the pages of our history paint an incredible picture of how Pakistan as a nation came into being, one that depicts a hard-fought battle that brought the light of liberty into darkened lands. Well, I saw a few movies about this, and I really admire how Pakistan promote Islam, Allahu Akbar. And I envy you, my dear brothers, because you are all Muslims in Pakistan, well, with few other religions, but you have the freedom to make laws that is really a part of Islamic jurisprudence, Allahu Akbar. The Philippines is foremost in supporting Pakistan's independence. As a country comprising 6 million Muslim Filipinos, I must say that we feel a shared kinship with all of you. We share your common cause and understand that robust solidarity between our countries is not only necessary but also crucial in promoting the very founding values of our nation's democracy and independence. I'm sorry, I'm taking much of your time, but I have to read this because my speech maker will tell me, it's very hard to do that if you did not read it. So, I'm sorry, so bear with me, my dear brothers and sisters. I wish to remind all of you here, my brothers and sisters, of how we nourish our friendly ties in the course of the histories as democratic states. Just 2 years after Pakistan won its independence in 1947, the Philippines already established its diplomatic relations with your country. The opening of the Philippine consulate in Pakistan on September 8, 1949 was a historic representation that our nations are keen on strengthening our bilateral relationships along with dignifying the heritage, culture, and liberation of each other. This commitment stands strong up to this very day. We bear emphasis on the massive contribution of our friendly ties, particularly in trade and investment. Over the recent past, we have forged our cooperation in bolstering our agricultural sector. In fact, the Philippines' top exports to Pakistan include dairy products, processed fruits, coconut products, tobacco, and garments, among other Filipino products we are proud of. Not even the threats of the COVID-19 pandemic strained our bilateral trade. Philippine-Pakistan trade records even scored higher, from about $150 million in 2020 to more than $215 million in 2021. In our most trying times, we rise bolder and stronger as brothers and sisters. Allahu Akbar. I am proud to say that much of our success comes from our leaders who sustained our friendship over the span of 7 decades. No less than our former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte maintains his goodwill with Pakistan, even extending military exchanges and sharing of intelligence and best practices on countering terrorism and violence. While we celebrate our big leap in history and even greater contribution to our nations, I will be remiss if I fail to pay gratitude to the great men and women of the Pakistan and Philippines Friendship Association. Over the years, your group has been true to its mission of creating harmony, goodwill, brotherhood, sisterhood among the people of our nations. To our Pakistani friends from the business sector who dedicated their time and resources to promote friendship and charitable causes for the greatest benefit of our people. let me thank my brother, Ambassador Dr. Imtiaz A. Kazi. I always see the ambassador in many events. Alhamdulillah, you are not only taking care of the Pakistani, you are also taking care of the Muslim Filipinos. Thank you very much, my brother. And of course, Mr. Gulam Abbas. Thank you very much, brother. I saw your video a while ago. You are helping a lot of Filipinos and everywhere. Like everywhere. When there is calamity, you are there. You are more Filipino than many Filipinos. Mabuhay Philippines. So my dear brothers in faith and brothers in humanity, thank you very much for inviting me. May Allah bless us and may Allah give us always wisdom. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Robin Padilla. Senator, if you may stay here in front, because and we also request Mr.